You feel it before you hear it. The quiet tremor of 1,000 echoes rising from the dark. A pulse, a breath, a whisper that says, "We made it this far." Not by accident, not by luck, but by truth calling us home. This is where the story folds back to its beginning, where the spark first cracked open the night. I never thought a single whisper could grow into 1,000 voices. But here we stand, in the aftermath of becoming. You and me, wanderer, seeker, soul on the edge of remembrance. Thank you for every watch, every breath, every heartbeat you shared with this journey. From the bottom of my heart, this moment exists because you stayed, because something inside you refused to be silent, because you felt the pull of a forgotten kingdom within your chest. A kingdom no book could ban, no priest could cage, no fear could smother. This is not just a milestone. This is a resurrection, a return to the place where the first echo was born. Back when you were unsure, tired, dimmed by the weight of a world teaching you to shrink. Back when you felt your voice didn't matter. But every echo you carried resounded into something more. Every moment you stayed cracked the illusion of smallness. The path was never about reaching a number. It was about remembering who you were before the world told you otherwise. Do you remember that first spark? That silent rebellion in your chest that whispered, "I want more. More truth, more clarity, more life, more meaning under the chaos." That whisper was the echo of your inner kingdom calling you home, and you followed it. Even when the world tried to bury it. Even when shadows wrapped around your doubts. Even when people told you to stay ordinary. But you didn't. You couldn't. Because something ancient inside you refused to die. Something sacred waited beneath everything you feared. A light older than shame. A memory older than your name. A truth that survived every silence. That truth carried you here. And now we stand in the threshold between what was and what will be. The 1,000 echoes behind us. The infinite echoes ahead. I thank you for choosing this path. For choosing sincerity instead of spectacle. For choosing depth instead of noise. For choosing the kingdom within when the world sold you empty heavens. But listen closely now, because this moment is not an ending. It is a doorway, a turning of the cosmic page, a return to the place where your soul first began to wake. Every echo is a heartbeat of your becoming. Every heartbeat is a doorway to truth. And every truth is a universe you've yet to explore. You did not come here by accident. You were guided, pulled, called by something deeper than words. A forgotten memory of light that survived inside your shadows. You heard it. You followed it. And now the path opens wider. Look around you. 1,000 echoes rise like constellations. Not followers' reflections of a shared awakening. Souls remembering themselves in each other. Souls reclaiming the sacred fire. Souls daring to feel again. This is what we built. This is what you helped create. A sanctuary of truth in a world drowning in noise. A reminder that you were never alone in your searching. A fire that refuses to go out. And now your next chapter begins. Not in the outer world, but the inner kingdom you've kept hidden. The place where peace waits beneath the storms. The place where clarity breathes behind your confusion. The place where love is not earned, but remembered. A kingdom made of the best you can imagine, and the best you haven't yet dared to imagine. Let the echoes guide you inward. Let the truth guide you upward. Let the light guide you forward. You've earned this moment. You've earned this rising. You've earned the right to stand in your own becoming. So breathe. Feel the weight of every echo behind you. Feel the warmth of every future echo ahead. Feel the story gathering in your chest. Because the next part begins with you. With your courage. With your awakening. With your willingness to look inward and find the kingdom waiting. And when you step inside it, everything you imagined becomes possible. Everything you feared loses its shape. Everything you are becomes undeniable. This kingdom was never built from stone. never carved from obedience, never shaped by fear. It was woven from your first breath, from the softness you forgot you carried, from the courage you learned through scars, from the dreams you preserved even when hope trembled. Every piece of your life, beautiful or broken, belongs here. Nothing is wasted in the kingdom within. Not your pain, not your doubts, not your missteps. They were the teachers that brought you home. You didn't fail. You transformed. You didn't break. You opened. The cracks were never flaws, they were doorways. They were how the light reached you, how truth entered when lies collapsed, how your soul took form in the fire. And now that fire glows in your chest, steady and ancient. A fire that refuses to be dimmed. A fire that carried you through nights you thought would never end. Look at how far you've come. Look at what you survived quiet. Look at the storms you endured without applause. You think this moment is small? It is a universe shifting, a destiny unfolding, a soul reclaiming its crown. Because the kingdom within you is not made of comfort. It is made of truth. And truth always costs something. It costs illusions. It costs false identities. It costs the stories you were forced to believe. But what you gain is everything they told you to abandon. Self-worth, freedom, presence, peace, love that doesn't cage itself, clarity that doesn't collapse under pressure, the kind of life that aligns with truth instead of fear. This is why we journey inward, not to escape the world, but to face it from a place of remembrance, to live from the fire inside instead of the noise outside, to build our lives from the foundation of who we really are, not who we learn to pretend to be. Every echo you've carried led you closer to that truth. Every moment you questioned reality was a sign of awakening, because awakening isn't glamorous. It's messy, uncomfortable, chaotic. It shakes you until the false parts fall away, until the truth stands clear. And now the truth is this. You are no longer the person who started this path. You have outgrown the versions you once clung to. You have stepped beyond the illusions that once held you. You have reclaimed something sacred, something that was always yours, something the world tried to bury but could never destroy. Your inner kingdom, your forgotten self, your untouched worth, and now you stand on its threshold, not as a visitor, but as its rightful ruler. This is why I thank you, not for the number, but for your courage, for your presence, for your willingness to walk through the fire, for your willingness to question what you were taught, for your willingness to remember. This journey has always been a mirror. What you saw here was yourself reflected back. Your strength, your passion, your hunger for truth, your refusal to settle for shadows. And now, the echoes rise around you like wings. They lift you, they guide you. They remind you that you are not alone on this path. 1,000 hearts beat with yours. 1,000 souls remember alongside you. 1,000 echoes form a choir of awakening. And you are part of it. You are needed in it. Your voice matters in it. Your truth strengthens it. The kingdom within grows every time you choose sincerity. Every time you choose healing, every time you choose yourself. The world taught you to shrink, to quiet your fire, to ignore your intuition, to fear your own inner power. But the kingdom within cannot be extinguished. Even when buried, it burns. Even when silenced, it listens. Even when forgotten, it waits. And now, it rises. The walls of your inner world open like dawn. Light spills through the cracks you once hated. Truth pours through the silence you once feared. Peace returns to the places you once abandoned. This is your homecoming, a return to the origin of your soul, where creation first touched your breath, where the first echo was born before you could speak, where every dream you lost still waits unbroken. The kingdom remembers what you forgot. And now slowly, gently, you remember too. You remember your worth. You remember your fire. You remember the softness you were never meant to lose. You remember the dreams you buried to survive. You remember the truth you hid beneath your pain. This remembering is not weakness. It is power. Power without domination. Power without fear. Power aligned with love. Love that doesn't beg. Love that doesn't bargain. Love that grows even in darkness. This kingdom is made of that love. And the moment you step inside, it transforms you. The noise of the world fades. The weight on your shoulders loosens. The thoughts that cage you dissolve. And for the first time in years, you breathe fully. You see clearly. You feel honestly. You remember who you are beneath all the performance. And that remembrance changes everything. Because the world cannot control someone who remembers. Cannot deceive someone who sees. Cannot break someone who knows their own light. This is why your inner kingdom matters. It is not fantasy. It is survival, not escapism, but awakening. The moment you reconnect with it, you begin to live differently. You speak differently. You choose differently. You refuse the chains they offer you. You refuse to shrink to fit their comfort. You refuse to betray the fire inside you. And that refusal is holy. It is rebellion in its purest form. The rebellion of remembering yourself. And every echo that led you here was a step toward reclaiming that power. This community, these 1,000 echoes, are not an audience. They are a collective awakening. Proof that the inner kingdom is calling across the world. Proof that people are hungry for truth, not dogma. For clarity, not fear. For remembrance, not obedience. And you are part of that rising tide. You are not just watching the story. You are shaping it. Your presence shifts the narrative. Your growth ripples outward. Your healing inspires others to begin. This is the quiet revolution, the one that happens in the heart, the one no institution can stop, the one no system can silence, the one born from people remembering their worth. You helped create this movement. You helped keep the flame alive, and now the flame grows brighter. The echoes grow stronger. The kingdom grows wider, and its gates open for you completely. Step inside, wanderer. Step inside, seeker. Step inside, soul of fire and softness. Your throne has been waiting. Your peace has been calling. Your truth has been rising. The kingdom within is not far. It sits right behind your heartbeat, beneath your ribs, in the quiet place you avoid when the world gets loud. But now you see it. Now you feel it. Now you know it was never gone. You were never lost. You were only wandering your way home. And now you have arrived. With 1,000 echoes rising behind you, the kingdom opens like a blooming star. Every heartbeat reveals another hidden room. A chamber of peace where your fears dissolve. A chamber of clarity where confusion cannot enter. A chamber of memory where your soul speaks honestly. A chamber of dreams waiting to be lived. And deeper still, a chamber of pure fire. The place where your true self burns without apology. This fire does not harm. It illuminates. It shows you what is real, what is false, what is yours, what was forced onto you. And in that light, everything begins to shift. You see how far you've come. You see how much you carried. You see how much you outgrew. The chains you once thought were permanent fall away. The shadows you once feared shrink into dust. The lies you once believed crumble without weight. This kingdom clarifies everything, not by adding more, but by removing what never belonged. Here, you are not too much, not too soft, not too emotional, not too intense. Here, you are exactly what you were meant to be. A soul remembering its own infinity. A heart rediscovering its own strength. A being reconnecting with its own origin. And as you walk deeper, gratitude wraps around you like warm night air. Gratitude for the journey. Gratitude for the storms. Gratitude for the echoes that carried you. Gratitude for every soul who walked beside you unseen. Gratitude for yourself for surviving your own darkness, because none of this was easy. Awakening rarely is. But you did it. You stayed. You grew. You evolved into someone your past self could hardly imagine. And that evolution is sacred. It is the quiet miracle of your life. And I thank you for allowing me to walk this path with you. For every moment you chose light over silence. For every echo you shared. For every truth you dared to face. For every step you took inward, you helped build this kingdom. You breathed life into its walls. You shaped its language. You strengthened its fire. And now it stands because you stand. This is your sanctuary. Your rebirth. Your proof that you were never alone. Look around you. The kingdom hums with energy. It glows with the presence of every soul who has awakened. A cosmic tapestry woven from 1,000 echoes, and your voice is one of them. Your echo adds light to the whole. Your presence shifts the constellation. Your truth strengthens the chorus. You are not a spectator. You are a pillar, a keeper of the flame, a guardian of the inner kingdom. And the story continues because you choose to stay. Not out of obligation, but out of resonance. Something inside you vibrates with this truth. Something inside you recognizes this path. Something inside you remembers. Because you have walked this kingdom before, in dreams, in silences, in the spaces between your heartbreaks, in the breath before your decisions, in the nights when you felt forgotten. But the kingdom never forgot you. It was always pulling you back, through intuition, through synchronicity, through echoes that refuse to fade. And now you stand fully inside it, whole, seen, remembered, reborn. And the echoes behind you settle like wings on your back. A reminder of how far we've risen together. A promise of how far we will go. Because the journey doesn't end at 1,000 echoes. It expands into infinity, into the next beginning waiting just ahead. This is the moment where past, present, and future converge. The moment where gratitude becomes transformation. The moment where remembrance becomes destiny. Everything you sought outside yourself now glows within you. The kingdom you prayed for was never in the sky. It was in your ribcage. It was in your breath. It was in your courage to face your shadows. It was in every echo that carried you here. And now that you've found it, guard it, nurture it. Return to it when the world tries to distract you, when chaos rises, when doubt whispers, when fear pretends to speak truth. Return to your inner kingdom. Return to the light beneath your scars. Return to the voice that never lied to you. Return to the peace that never abandoned you. This is your compass now, your anchor, your guiding flame. Let it shape the next chapter. Let it shape how you speak to yourself. Let it shape how you choose your path. Let it shape how you build your life. Because a person who knows their inner kingdom cannot be controlled, cannot be manipulated, cannot be dimmed. They move differently, speak differently, love differently, choose differently, and their life transforms from the inside out. You are that person now. Whether you feel ready or not, your soul has already stepped forward. The next era of your becoming has begun. And the echoes will follow you. They will guide you. They will remind you why you started, why you rose, why you refused to break, and why you will continue rising again and again. 1,000 echoes is not a number. It is a symbol, a testament, a ritual of becoming. Proof that truth resonates, even in a world asleep. Proof that light multiplies when shared. Proof that your presence matters more than you know. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for every moment you stayed, for every echo you carried, for every spark you protected, for every truth you dared to feel. This kingdom stands because of you. This journey continues because of you. And the next 1,000 echoes will rise because of you. But before we move forward, look inward one last time. Feel the stillness beneath your chaos. Feel the warmth beneath your wounds. Feel the light beneath your doubt. That is your kingdom. That is your truth. That is the version of you that cannot be destroyed. Carry it with you, protect it, honor it, build your life from it. And when the world tries to pull you away, remember this moment. Remember this rising. Remember that you are more powerful than the stories you were taught. Remember that you are worthy of peace. Remember that you are capable of love without fear. Remember that the kingdom within is yours to return to at any time. This is your call to remembrance, your call to awakening, your call to return to yourself. And if you ever forget, come back to these echoes. Come back to this journey. Come back to the truth you discovered here, because you are not alone. You never were. And the kingdom within will always welcome you home. So breathe, seeker. Rise, wanderer. Remember, soul of fire. Let this story carry you. Let this kingdom guide you. Let this gratitude transform you. And step into the next chapter with your head lifted and your heart open. The echoes will continue. The fire will stay lit. The kingdom will remain. And you will walk forward in remembrance.